Hey you guys, it's me Gemstone from www.tarotforhealing.com. I hope you guys are doing really well. Now this video has been inspired by a monthly reading, one of the monthly readings that I did. I believe it was for Virgo, but I'm not entirely sure. I think it was. But I said I was going to make a more in-depth video talking about manifestation and such, because one of the cards that came up kind of was referring to that. And what I wanted to address in terms of this topic is something that I also watched in another video on YouTube, and it was an astrologer, and they were talking about love spells. And because it's something that I think a lot of people are interested in or have been coming to that in person wanting to find out about. And it was something that I had never really been interested in, never really knew a lot about. But when I was watching that video, I saw on the sidebar in on YouTube, all the related videos, and there was loads of love spell videos done by all different people, and they get so many views. I mean, tons and tons of views. And so it just goes to show how many people are really wanting to manifest love, attract love into their life. Now, for me, I think it was on this channel, I believe, um, that I did a video talking about love affirmations. Now, to me, a love affirmation is very different to a love spell. I don't know whether love spells work or not. I've never done one in my life. But what I think my issues with it is the idea of making somebody have feelings for you that are not their own or that aren't really genuine. Like, to me, I would never want to, let's say, have somebody in my life, regardless of how much I liked that person, but to know that they didn't actually really genuinely like me back, but I've had to do something to almost like override the will of that individual or the freedom of choice of that individual. But again, that's if the spell works. Even to me personally, I think the best way that you can be the magician in your life and manifest the things that you want in terms of love, in terms of the work that you do, finances, all the other stuff, it all has to come with you as an individual. You are the biggest and the most important tool when it comes to manifestation. The more that you heal yourself, the better you become in manifesting the things that you want in life. If you have a whole bunch of psychological issues from the past, if you have been hurt so many times that it has made you either a very cold person or um maybe even a heartless person, like a bitter person, or if you've have self-esteem issues, self-worth issues, if you don't love yourself, if you have all these kind of issues going on, which, let's be honest, I think pretty much any and everyone has at least some of them issues. um you may always find that certain things in your life are very hard for you to manifest because you have an issue in terms of you feeling like you deserve the things that you want in life, because you can't manifest something if you don't feel that you deserve it. And if you have issues of lack that you have adopted in your mind, then that is what you're going to create for yourself, and you're always going to create situations that aren't going to be what you actually want. It's always going to be kind of less than, and there's going to be some issue with it because again you have an issue that you haven't worked on, and it's like that problem or that thought or that belief system in your mind is now creating or even overriding your true desires, but it's manifesting its own reality for you. But again, because you might be unconscious to whatever limiting belief system you have, you don't even know that that is what is causing these things to happen to you in your life. Like, there's so many people that believe that other people have a greater power or greater influence over them than they do themselves. Like, I've heard tons of people say, oh, I keep on manifesting the same kind of love partners all the time. Like, you might always find that the people that you bring into your life cheat on you or lie to you or use you and want to live off you. if that is the case, you have to ask yourself, what is it within me that is attracting these situations to me? And the best way for you to be able to change that is to work on your own issues of self-worth, or of setting up boundaries to show people, okay, you know, you're only going to go this far in terms of me. Like, I'm not going to allow you to just take advantage of me, or just, have your way. Like, you that's another part of really valuing yourself, is to actually impose boundaries in relationships and stuff like that. Now, the reason why I love the tarot so much is because there's so much information that you can gain about yourself from it. Even if you didn't want to use the tarot as a spiritual tool, it works really effectively just as a tool, even for psychological reasons. Like, for if like, I've asked the question years ago, um and I used the Paulina deck that time, and I think I was going through a separation with someone that I really liked, and I just asked the cards, like, why is it that I'm having these issues in relationships? And this was actually the card that showed up. And I tell you, when this card showed up, I think my mouth must have been like agape, and I was just like, oh my gosh. Because as soon as I saw the card, everything just clicked like that. Like, I was in the dark before, and then I saw the card, and then everything became apparent to me about my own issues in relationships just by pulling one card. And the question that I asked myself when I looked at this card is, would you want to be in a relationship with someone that looked like this? Someone that has their arms crossed over their heart with two large swords, protecting themselves, and she has her eyes covered. She's very defensive, she's closed off, she is very protective of her own self and her own feelings. She has a difficult time opening up to people. She doesn't trust people, so that's why she has to have these weapons. It's almost like she's ready, like, for any kind of attack that could appear, but at the same time her eyes are closed, so it's showing that she's not giving anything away. There's no telltale signs with this person, so you might not even know where you stand with someone like this. It's like they're very guarded, and all of that stuff came up for me, and I could totally see all those aspects within myself. And it showed me that in order for me to really have a healthy relationship with someone else, I had to release all of that. Because the reason why I was guarding my heart is because of the fact of experiencing heartbreak in my life. And that's why I don't even think I mentioned it, like, in throughout the course of this video, but I definitely have in other videos. That's why I tell people as well, if you don't have a tarot deck where you can read cards for yourself, but you want to work through some issues that you have in your life so that you can see changes in those areas in your life, either go into counseling. If you don't go into counseling, then just write down on a piece of paper or something all the things that happened to you in your childhood that was negative, things that weren't right that happened to you, and it will explain so much about the issues that you're having now as an adult. It will be scary. It will be you will be able to look at your life in with such a clear understanding of the issues that you have now, and you'll be able to see how them issues are really stopping you from manifesting certain things in your life. Because I'm telling you, it is as simple as one belief system, and that belief system could be just a few words, and them few words that have ingrained themselves in your mind will stop you doing so many things and will cause you so much misery in your life you don't even understand. And again, it can be something as short as no one loves me, something as short as I can't trust anyone, something as small as everyone in my life has hurt me. That there is a belief system that you have adopted. If you have issues attracting love in your life, it's because there's something like that that is unconsciously in your mind that is messing up everything for you when it comes to your relationships and things like that. And even when I looked at that card for myself, and the interesting thing is, if you look at the bottom of her dress very closely, you can see the face of two people there. So it's even all of the different aspects of these cards. This card does refer to relationships with other people and connecting with other people. So it's, again, it's like being able to see those issues in like a pictorial way can really open up so many things and give you such a clear understanding of yourself. Because from the time that happened, I've been able to work on myself. I've been able to work on, okay, opening myself up. I've been able to also train my mind, and that's really what it is training your mind, being more, not letting your mind just run free. That's what I was talking about before in another video about practicing mindfulness, because mindfulness helps you to control your thoughts. So does meditation. It's a way of helping you to control your mind, and that's really what your mind needs. Like, I remember, do you know that game they used to do on Nintendo DS, brain training? To me, this mindfulness is a sense of brain training, of training your thoughts, training your mind, so that random negative thoughts or random thoughts that just are not conducive to you can't just enter and then you entertain them. It's a way of letting them enter and then almost being able to observe it like it's not a part of you, but understanding that it's just a thought. It doesn't have any meaning, it doesn't have any substance. And to be honest, a lot of belief systems we adopt can be like that, like they don't have any substance or anything really to support it, but it's just something that just comes up in our minds. And because we feel, we tend to attach a meaning to it, or we tend to believe that it has some kind of significance, that's when we yeah, we give it more attention than it needs. And if it's destructive, it just can make so many things in your life just go downhill. But again, it just all stems from you. So that's what I wanted to say, that if there's something you really want to create in your life, focus more on what it is within yourself that you can fix, instead of resulting to something that is outside of yourself, like resulting to something like spells and all these other things. I'm not saying that people shouldn't do these things. It's not for me to say. But what I personally do think and do feel is definitely that the more work you do on yourself, the more you explore yourself, the more you learn about yourself, is the more powerful you become in terms of really being able to take more authority in your life, be a bit more. We can't control every single aspect of life. I don't think that's possible. I think there's always going to be an element of chance that is going to take place. But I do think that we can at least improve things, the more that we can just understand ourselves and our own issues and the things that have been limiting us. So that's just me going on. I'll see you guys. Bye.